Is there no sound? Oh, goodness. Hello. This is what happens when Irena runs the stream by herself, is that there's always an audio issue. But hey, can y'all hear me? Sweet. Thank you so much for your patience. Well, let me, we can edit that out in post, right? That's cool. Live TV is fun. But thank you all for being here. Yay. Hi, my name is Irena. I'm the CEO of Unleashed Games, and you are here for the Unleashed Games Weekly Playtest, where you join us live as we playtest our game that we only started building last summer. In fact, we're about to reach our 1-year anniversary at the end of this month. But we got our first funding last year, which allowed us to build what you're going to see here today. And really, this represents about 7 to 8 months of work. Think about that. We've been building for 7 to 8 months. So if you think something's missing in our game, that's probably because we haven't built it yet. So we're working on it, and we need a lot more money to be able to get there. That's why we're fundraising right now. But this game represents the hard work over 7 months and a portion of a game that typically takes, 3 to 4 years to build. And in fact, I've taken even longer to get to this point in a lot of games that I've worked on in the past. But that said, I welcome everybody who is joining for the first time. Please come every week. We kind of play test our game, and sometimes we have really cool guests to help give us feedback. And also, we want your feedback as we play. Now, let me be very clear with that. We want your feedback. Like, ask questions at AMA. Like, if you have any questions, if you're interested in what direction we're going with something, or like you don't know what the hell we're doing, please ask a question. We'll be happy to respond to that. Also, for the repeat visitors who come with us every week, thank you so much for being here and every week that you do. We're so grateful for the community that we're building. And we're actually really excited because we're going to be opening up a Discord soon, because that Discord is going to be able to get us to an alpha, and we're going to get then into beta. There's all sorts of fun in the future because we're building as we go, but we're letting you see this early. We've built a lot of games in our careers, this founding team, and we often don't get to share this early what it is that we're building, but we're doing things differently. We're doing game development in the open so that y'all can give us feedback as we go. So again, please comment away. We're here for you. But that said, I have an amazing special guest, which is I'm so excited to share and introduce him. I'd like to welcome my dear friend and former co-developer of World of Warcraft, Alexander Brazie. He joins us from his home in California. Alex, welcome.
Hey, how's it going? Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Alex, actually, so he and I met back in like end of 2006, early 2007, around Burning Crusade and Lich King. Was that right?
Sounds right. I mean, I joined the WoW team for Nox Ramus, right? But back at 131, we were pretty insulated from each other, right?
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I think we worked together for like a year or more before we ever actually met.
Yeah. And I remember hearing about you through friends of mine. I'm like, oh, there's a UI person on this team. Wonder where they are. Never actually wanted to go on the floor.
We have a UI person? What? Yeah, actually, and I first heard about Alex actually was from our friend Luke Freiler, CEO of Center Code, where we were last week, which is kind of wild to think about.
Yeah, he and I were in the same guild together in the alpha, believe it or not. And that's how he and I became friends. And that actually was what led to me getting the job at Blizzard, as I was working at Microsoft at the time. And I flew down for 3 days to crash on his beach house literally slept on a hammock. And while I was there, made acquaintances that led to me moving to California and eventually getting the job at Blizzard. So wild how small this world.
You were the boy wonder on the team. When I was introduced to you, I was told that you were the smartest guy in the room, and you knew it.
Oh, dear. That's terrifying. No one ever told me that was the reputation. I was told I was the mad scientist of the bunch at 22.
You are that too. That's for sure. Alex and I worked together on a few features in games, but one of the cool things about Alex, an unknown factoid, was that he was responsible for the Cosmos UI add-on, and like super awesome. I don't know. I certainly used it, and I was the community manager for the add-on community in the WoW forums. So I don't know if anybody ever saw me. My handle is Jahan. When I was trolling the forums back then, but I wrote the tutorial for how to make an add-on, and then Alex broke down the combat log so that add-ons could take even more advantage of the WoW UI.
It's true. My goodness, what a journey there. Yeah, I mean, and since WoW, right, I've worked on League of Legends. I was a game designer there, made champions. I went and did a whole bunch of support work. I went and worked on Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Not only we did their UI, because no one on their team did UI at all, but actually built weapons and shards and skills and actually balanced their entire game economy. And then spent 6 years on the game that just shipped on the 18th, No Rest for the Wicked, which is a cooperative online multiplayer action RPG. And I spent 6 years on that. I wrote the original design doc for that, like Eric Dodds did for WoW, which is kind of wild looking at how our seats switched over the course of 10 years.
Dude, like this guy, his resume is stacked. He is one of the greatest game designers. And if there's a certain project that we're vying for right now, like I would be very lucky to be able to have him on my team. But thank you so much for taking the time to join us and putting your brain on our little project.
Well, that's all good. You've been friends for over a decade now. So why not? Let's go in and see what kind of drama we can stir up this week, right?
Oh, Alex, I think it may be like, I mean, we're coming up on 20 years.
Are you serious?
It's like 17 years.
2007. Oh my God. 17 years. We have known each other for 17 years.
I just broke it. Oh God.
That explains why my beard is going gray. Okay. That makes so much more sense now. Yeah, I remember the first day I started and Chris Zierhut looked over and he's like, "Are you even allowed in the building?" He was a math teacher, right? And at 22, I looked young. So I was like, I looked like I was 15 or 16. He thought I was like a student who had wandered in.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I just remembered one of my core memories with you was actually carpooling to the Burning Crusade signing event over at Fry's.
Oh, yeah.
You remember?
Was that the one where someone asked me to sign their chest? It was.
That was probably
it was. I'm this little kid and I am so scarred, and someone comes up like, "We signed my box shirt. Will you sign me as well?" And I'm like, "What?"
Oh my goodness. And like Fry's Electronics was filled with copies of Burning Crusade. Yeah. And then there was like a long dev team line, and like that was an amazing thing that Blizzard did.
It was.
I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever see events like that again. Like nobody makes boxes for games like that anymore.
Yeah, there was literal mountains of Burning Crusade copies piled up along the path. All the people would walk. They would grab a copy, walk up, pay for it, sign, just for ad nauseum, right? So.
Yeah, no, I think my wrist had never been more tired and more sore than the next day. I couldn't even type. Like I was done for any coding. Well, awesome. Are you? Would you like to play a game?
Would you like to play a game? Excellent. Tell me more.
Yes.
Right, up to my mad eyes. Let's go.
Have you?
Let me move my screen over.
Let's jump into Haven, my friend. Go ahead and screen share.
All right, just a second here. Let's see if this setting works. Camera.
Oh yeah.
Looks like it did. Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and log in.
Oh wow, we lost your face though. Okay, wait, hold on.
Hold on, I can fix it. I can make it better. Just give me a minute.
Okay.
There we go. No, all right, like this layout.
Full screen. What did we do? We lost it. No.
Do you want my full screen face? I can do that. I can do it like this.
I think I have to create a new layout for. Oh wait, maybe.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Now you can share.
Okay, like that.
Perfect.
Oh, there we go.
I believed in us, and I'm glad I did.
All right. Let's see.
Oh God.
I will.
Nope.
It's juggling back and forth based on who's talking. All right. So you already picked your character, yes?
I have not.
Oh, you should do that.
Well, I've got to load up the game.
Uh-huh. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna do. Let's see. Oh, let me switch this over. Let's pick some inspiration for name based on someone in. Okay. All right, we got someone named Hobbyist. So we'll create Hobbyetta. Go ahead. She has a cool staff, so I'll go ahead and do that, and then enter the game. Great. All right, now I'm not hearing any sounds or audio from the game. Is that expected?
Yes. Fair warning, we have 0 audio.
Aha. Very well. All right. So let's see.
Well, actually, no, I take that back. That was a dirty lie. We have footstep sounds, and we have a really awkward sounding, like, cheering sound.
Got it.
Go ahead and try that. But so, like, to give you kind of a rundown, or you can even just narrate your gameplay. But what do you think these different UI pieces are?
All right. Well, let's see. So I awakened into a dark, forbidding forest. Pillars of light lure me into the depths. I look around.
What's your action bar? What are your abilities?
Gathering my wits about me, I gather myself. Looking down, I have the attack button. I have Mending Light. I have Surge of Light, which is instant cast with a cooldown. Searing Light, which deals moderate damage for low mana. All right, it stuns the target. Okay, a burst damage. Oof. Okay, Shield Wall on a friend. I guess that's a spell to do a wave. All right, Go Home. Okay, here we go. Cheer. And Dance. Okay, cool. Looks like most of this stuff. I'm guessing this is UI buttons. So inventory, equipment. Oh, it's stacking. Is it all movable? It is. Got it. All right, cool. And we got quests. Uh-oh. A dangerous character has come into my vision. Waving and jumping threateningly at me. I will mimic the pattern. All right, let's see. We got health bars. We got a profile pic. Oh, we've got a party that's already been made. We've got a chat box. Hi, person. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Now, how do we add each other? Oh, we're already partied up. Is that automatic then?
We have auto party. So when you join into a village instance or into an adventure instance, you are auto partied with people who are in your range.
Neat. All right. And I'm assuming this is tab, target lock, and so on, standard MMO controls.
Yeah, as you would expect. Yes, my friend. And then lower right-hand corner are all of your like different menu options. You've got a backpack, got your equipment,
I'm going to build a snowman. Do I have the ability? Oh,
do you want to build a snowman?
That's cute. Oh, I don't have wood to build the snowman. All right, that's fine.
Well, you're going to need to get some wood to build a snowman because obviously snowmen take wood.
Lead me, mage, to the wood so we can craft a snowman. Let us go.
Well, check your surroundings, my friend.
There's a shady axe here.
A shady stump.
Oh my goodness.
Destroys that stump.
All right, I've got the stump. Now I've got a backpack here. I guess I equip this. All right, that's my weapon now. What? I think, is that a better weapon? 4 damage? No, the staff is better according to this. So I guess I've got wood now. So let's see. Let's go and build a snowman. All right.
Are you going to build another snowman?
What? Oh, I built a second snowman. It does not. So interesting. Something about the wood plank that I've acquired doesn't count as the wood for the snowman. So that's a little confusing.
Oh yeah, you got hardwood. You didn't get normal wood. Oh goodness.
Wait.
We're gonna have to work on the drop tables.
Oh dear. I mean,
And
I feel like that was very targeted at me. So I know. All right. Let's try this.
Well, go and X that thing up. And then there's another thing over here.
Okay. Oh.
Look over. Jumpy.
But I just got a wood. Oh, I have to drag it in? No. Drag it
You can double click on your on the item in your inventory.
Okay.
And it'll place it into the appropriate slot for the build UI.
Got it. I feel like that would have been more intuitive if I could have just dragged it, or if I could have just clicked on the item in the ingredient list.
We need to do a UX pass on a lot of things. This is all very
well, I would literally just click on that and bring it in. But okay. All right. So we have completed the prerequisite snowman, and I'll make a second.
But yes, that is a change that I want to make, is that interaction of like how you load up something into an ingredient into a build recipe. Hey,
Okay.
nice snowman.
Thank you. All right. All right. Now I think it is safe for us to depart.
Oh God, I've trapped myself in the bushes. And I like that you like mined a rock with an axe.
Absolutely. I mean, and harvested some shrooms because apparently that's, I don't know.
I want to nuke this thing.
Okay.
Oh, I made it mad.
Oh, that is a creepy looking little thing, isn't it? All right. Well, I believe in you. You can kill it.
I need your help. You've got an offensive spell.
No, I'm going to heal you. I'm going to make sure you. Why is it not healing you? You are taking no heals. Okay, you got it.
Thank you. Well, if you notice in position number 6, we have a buff.
Yes, shielding light reduces the target's damage by 50%.
So I have a buff too, which is Savage Ice. It increases your damage and healing by 100%.
Oh, that's impressive.
Double your damage and healing. There you go, my friend.
Oh, thank you. How long does that last? Is this like a long-term buff?
15 minutes. So all of the buffs for each player last for 15 minutes.
That is substantial. All right, I see. So it's basically a mega buff. All right.
Yeah. So in our game, the different classes each have a unique buff that they can confer on themselves and others. But a party that is a fully balanced party has all the buffs available, and it pretty much doubles their effective power.
Got it.
So this is actually your beacon. This is where you can build your own house, and this is like a building plot represented by our giant glowing lightsaber rock.
Okay.
But within that radius, you can build a house and configure it however you want. But all around here are resources. So let's just get stuff.
That sounds good. I didn't have enough wood to build the house, so I've got to harvest them anyways. All right, got that. All right, and now once I've started building the building, can you contribute resources yourself, or do I have to bring all the resources myself?
Everybody can, or anybody can contribute resources to anybody else's build.
Well, that's nice. I like that.
So, did you get enough wood?
I do have enough wood, but it's only letting me add one at a time, and it doesn't. The progress meter is not increasing.
Here. There you go.
I build it.
Now double click on it to help me build it.
Okay. Interesting. Why did it?
If you double click on the wood icon in the backpack again, it's like a suboptimal a suboptimal interaction, but like that should be a lot easier, or it should just auto detect that you have it in your inventory. But we need more money to afford the engineers to make that change, or I need more time to get in there and make that change.
That's the irony, right? The conversion between time and money certainly goes both ways.
Yep. So like, in terms of like content changes, we're kind of limited to our skeleton crew. But we do have a lot of capability of building out content. But what we do have right now is the ability to change game design and the progression and add new tiers of things, which is cool. So this is your house. Congratulations. Yay, you built your house.
All right.
Now it is configurable.
Apparently.
You can like delete things.
I can put a door on the outside of my house. All right.
Yes.
That works. It looks like I can't
now
get
you found
inside.
a way to get inside.
How do I see inside? Oh, there we go.
You just clip your camera in there. That's what one does.
Cool.
But the plan for your house is actually like you should be able to configure your house. And it starts off as a basic house, but like say you get a blueprint for a mage tower and you happen to be a mage, like that then you can add a mage tower to your house or convert your house into a mage tower. So then you are more of a mage house and you are living in your mage tower. Or if you're a warrior, you could have a barracks and then attach a stable, which then would, give you access to a mount. The goal is to create this, a way to make your house reflect your class and also, how you can help people in the world. Because if you notice up at the top, your like buff bar, there's a couple of buffs. And one is your resting buff and one is rested. So this is a key mechanic of our game is that when you hang out around a house, you get a rested buff. Very similar to Valheim when you hang around the fire. And how you configure your house affects the numerics of that rested buff. So your rested buff at your house will be different from my rested buff, and it'll be utility. Like they will have different sorts of utility depending. but and also you can adjust duration by how big and high level your house is. So your gameplay sessions start off really like 15 minutes.
All
and
right.
now you've built a crafting table.
All right. So then is the idea then you're going to take, sleep at many friends' houses before you go off on an adventure, or you just have to like be in a town where they're all connected to each other, and then the buff populates through the proximity?
Well, you have one rested buff that you can choose from whatever house. So you go to the house that you want that rested buff for based on what you're going to do. So if you're going to go to a swamp, you're going to want to find somebody that might have like a poison resistance buff. Or if you're going out into, a frozen tundra, depending on what kind of adventure you're going on today.
All right. Well, I think today's adventure should be, let's make some staves and wands. So in order to do that, we need some luminescent branches, some silver bars, and some sycamore branches. So where would we go to find those?
Well, I think we might need to go on an adventure.
I don't know. So, adventures are scary. Mom told me never to leave my house.
Well, we don't have a tank either. So this is going to be very interesting. And just to give you an idea, this is our village right here. You can see the, our glowing lightsabers, the red and the green one. Those are two other plots for 2 other players. But this one in the middle here is special. This is our shared building plot where everybody can build anything. Okay. But also it is our teleport to adventure. So let's go into a generated adventure, shall we?
Let's do it. Adventureland?
That's what we call it. Let's go.
All right. I have spawned amongst a grassy field, alone, surrounded by trees and wilderness. My companion arrives, as well as a stranger.
We found a stranger. Oh.
Who are you, Harpax? Be you friend or foe?
He looks like a friend. May he buff us. If he buffs us, he is a friend.
All right, then I'll buff him first, just to prove our good nature.
Yes, maybe he'll join us. Can I party chat? Ooh, I do have party chat. That's cool.
All right, looks like they're ready to go.
Well, let's go get into some trouble, shall we? We need to find some resources. What direction do you want to go, Alex?
Let's go this way.
Following Alex.
All right. There is, target is out of range. I'm not sure I'm targeting. Oh, this is a mineral. What is going on? My mouse is teleporting around when I try to click on this. Do you see this?
Oh, hold on. Let me slide over.
It's kind of weird, but it's gone now. But I was left clicking on the rock and it was teleporting my mouse to the center of my screen.
That sounds like a bug.
Yeah, interesting. I didn't know that was a bug that Unity could do. All right. Right. Okay, let's continue. Behind. All right.
We're following you, Javieta.
Javieta, please attack the Kraken brute. I will heal you. Or try. Here we go. Oop. There we go. Oh, that was easy. Terrifying Kraken brute. Not so terrifying in the hands of Javieta.
No, not at all. I am actually, as we go, I'm just going to build fires.
So we know where we've been.
Yeah. But also, I don't know, do you see the little things glowing, like the ball glowing behind you?
I see a little orb. Looks like a rainbow orb.
Yeah, so that's our sylph. That's actually like a player's spirit animal that starts off as a glowing orb, but players will be able to customize into different, a variety of cute creatures. But they are the representation of magic in our world. And so people have their bond to magic through their sylph.
How do the sylphs feel about this master-slave relationship? Isn't that concerning?
No, it's a win-win. They're, the sylphs are trying to find their way home, and you're trying to rebuild reality. And by working together, oh my gosh, I lost you guys.
Well, it's all great. We're gonna go slay a wolf.
Oh goodness!
Light.
Yeah.
Bonk. Here we go. All right.
Oh, this isn't gonna go well.
Are you okay?
Well, I gotta find you.
Oh, well, we kept going the same direction we're going.
Yeah, but I think I got turned around. by going after. I got busy gathering. Well, there's a lesson learned.
Well, maybe if we
Gathering
left
is
a
distracting.
trail of breadcrumbs behind, you might be able to find us.
Well,
I will leave a
the
snowman
sylph
here. I will leave a
does this
snowman
amazing
here.
thing of like if you see the breadcrumbs behind, there's actually great breadcrumbs.
Are there?
They're like little glowing orbs, and if you stand on one, it turns into like a pixie dust path. Here, I found you guys.
Oh, that's really cool. Here, I was just
So
going to
yeah,
make snowmen.
make
That's much
snowmen
better.
and fires.
Okay. All right. Let's continue onward to go find that metal.
I'm making a fire before we move on.
Okay.
So yeah, one of the things that we want to prioritize is like people being able to find each other. They're lost in the woods. There we go. I'll get that Lepus Wolf. It's my job to make sure that there's no ads. And get the runners. I stole the loot.
Thief.
Mm-hmm. Vicious.
Okay, so we got a room full of wolves here. The environment start to close in on us. Looks like we're reaching the edge of what might be explorable space.
Yes.
Oh, I pulled aggro.
Oh, you got aggro. You do have an aggro reduction spell.
All right.
Yes. Good work, team. So proud of us. I'm stuck in an animation. I fixed it. All right, how are we going to break this
something I've seen
room?
in a few games that they do is when you pull aggro, the monsters will make a unique sound or have a flash of something on their character to indicate that they have changed targets to you while they're finishing their current action. Is that something you guys have thought about yet?
No, it is not, but that is a great cue, I think.
Yeah, it can be even something as artistic as flashing the eyes or as UI-based as a little exclamation mark going overhead of them.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly start with an exclamation point, very basic, right?
Yep, and then upgrade it to something more stylized as you go. I mean, that's the nature of iteration and prototyping. You just try things out until they work.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of room for improvement in, getting to, like notifying the player when they've got aggro, when they get into combat. You'll see, at least we started with when you're in combat, your sylph will actually go overhead to cast like a little, almost like a spotlight over your character. So it lights up the battle arena for you.
That's nice. Now, what are you guys planning to do in terms of like a lot of healers in games, right? Just sit there clicking health bars and don't really interact or pay attention to the world. Have you had thoughts about what you want to achieve there?
Well, healers play a double role, and Chris could talk to this a little bit more succinctly, but not only do healers heal, but they help recover people who have died in the fight. So like their job is to essentially revive folks and make sure that, and get them rebuffed up to jump back into the battle. Right. They're kind of that support system, because when you die, like there's not much of a death penalty. You just respawn back at home and you have to run and find people. So that's the challenge. It's like you might miss out on the fight. So healers actually have the ability to essentially restore the fighting strength of the group as well.
I see. So I noticed that our rested buff is getting close to the end, and that's a 30% movement speed buff right now. So does that mean
it's going to slow us down, isn't it?
We should head back to base? Is this the intended length of a run? Or is there, something else going on there?
Well, if we're lucky and we can find one of the teleports, we have a dragon blood tree, because we are actually at the end of our generative space. Check it.
Aha! I love going to the end of the world. Finally proved the world is truly flat.
Yep, it is, and it's just a texture with some objects on top, like a shader on top.
So I see that Wishful Hobbyist has a question about plot allocation and building regulations. What's to stop me from building in another player's town or blocking my home with their building if I'm gone long enough?
Well, you have a radius for your plot that allows you to like kind of preserve your own personal space, as it were. Kind of the equivalent of, you know, having your own personal space in real life, except we reinforce it through code. But your building plot gets bigger, right? And we essentially increase the shape of the land underneath you so that your perimeter doesn't change. It just becomes a little bit programmatically bigger. It's kind of like a bubble when another bubble joins in and it gets like increases its radius. But it's like dynamically going to scale up to allow you to have more room, even if your plot started off really small to begin with.
So it's bigger on the inside.
It's bigger on the inside, yeah. But with our like dynamic terrain, we have a lot of almost like flexibility with reality, with the style of magic that we're working with in our lore. It's fun.
Each time a server launches or you go on an adventure, a new amount of space is generated with the correct amount of space for the level of the tier of home you have at the moment.
Yes. Well, the home that you have is actually persistent between sessions, and you know, you always log into the same village, but the village will be in a different state when you come back, depending on how many villagers you have. But there's going to be group decisions around the village, which requires villagers to figure out how to make decisions as a group, which is one of our really fun gameplay systems that we cannot wait to play with.
Oh, interesting. So on No Rest, one of the things we did was we actually had shared spaces where there were major landmarks that could be unlocked, like staircases or elevators or so on, if the team worked together long enough. Now, are you expecting most of your spaces here to be kind of like these simple, flat open spaces at first? Are you planning on having, like, sometimes you'll be spawning in the middle of a fortress that you have to defend? What are your thoughts here in terms of the different types of adventures you can launch into?
All of the above. That's the joy of what it is that we're building. We're calling this like an adventure generator, and it's going to be based on what quests you have. So that's going to inform what content gets served to you. If you're on a particular storyline that involves you, you know, going to a frozen hinterland, like when you click out to adventure, that's what's going to appear for you. So there's, but you know, within those lands will also be dungeon entrances. You may go straight into like a fully active event. That's kind of the fun of the roulette wheel of our, you know, our adventure generation mechanic.
Well, that certainly sounds exciting. I'm curious if you've read many of the Korean webcomics that have been coming out lately about people just imagining these different drop-in, portaled-in experiences, because there's a whole lot of overlap from what I'm hearing there and some of the ideas people have had for what they dreamed MMOs and multiplayer experiences could be like.
Well, that's exactly what this game is, actually, is our expression of what we think the dream MMO is, but trying to do it in a casual, more bite-sized package, not like classic grindy style MMO, like, you know, on the end of Lineage, speaking of Korean MMOs, or even EverQuest, that I loved a lot. What we wanted to build was a casual MMO where you could have all the fun of going out and adventuring without having to sit there for 72 hours to camp a specific spawn, you know, just to get that specific item that you need. You know, a lot of our item progression is driven by crafting, so then it's gated on multiple other players. Uh-oh, I see a glowy thing in the distance.
Oh, that looks friendly. I'll go make friends with you. You guys hang here.
Yeah, you go make friends. Let's see how that goes.
Hello, vampires. Are there vampires in there? I've been looking for you my whole life. I have read books about you. I know you're very friendly. Oh,
you'll live forever if you meet them. They won't eat you.
No, never. Not a healer like me. I'd be too delicious. All right. Okay, so we found a suspicious tree with a pillar of light.
Huh.
All right. Cabal Mott's lair. I mean, that sounds inviting. I mean, he surely wouldn't call it a lair if he didn't want us to hang out with him, right?
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's worth at least investigating, shall we?
All right. Yeah, I'm sure there's tea and cookies waiting for us inside. Yeah, look, he's even chilling there right inside his little stone hut. What a nice dude. He's waiting for us.
Oh, hey, Cobblemot. Oh, but he doesn't see us. Shh.
Oh, man, we should have told him we were on the way. He's going to be so pissed that we showed up uninvited.
Hold on, but don't attack yet. Don't attack.
Why would we attack him? He's here for tea. We're here for tea.
We're here for tea.
We're here for tea.
A tea. That's what we bring to giant werewolves. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, hey, my increased health, Crucible of Flame appears to be running out.
Oh, I think we should probably rebuff before we even try it. So like usually we do this fight with like 9 people and we are totally overpowered. But this is actually a balanced group for how it's tuned. So let me buff everybody I can. Okay.
Right. Oh, hey, we got a little bit of camping, health regeneration, mana regeneration. Savage.
We don't have a rested buff, however. So.
All right. Well, we'll just have to move 30% more slowly during the fight.
Yes, move 30% more slowly. And if you do need a health regen or mana regen, just come back up to the campfire. All right.
Okay. Harpax, go give him a
healer,
hug.
don't tank. Harpax.
Give him a hug, Harpax.
You go first, Harpax.
Oh, look, he's so excited to hug her. Oh, wow. See, it was a stunning introduction.
It was yes. Wah, 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 wah.
I never said it wasn't cheesy.
I like cheese.
Yeah.
A lot. My son Jake this morning said, life is only better because of cheddar.
Aw, that's kind of sweet, actually.
He also totally dissed me on the omelet that I made, but in a very complimentary way.
Well, what was in it that he did not agree with?
Oh, he just says that I've made better, when I thought it was actually pretty remarkable. It was really good.
He just has high standards for you, you know.
Yes, he has high expectations. Oh God, I'm skeptical that we're going to be able to do this.
Oh, I have to heal myself.
You need a heal. Yeah, you're about to run out of mana. Get back up toward the fire pit.
All right, I'll free battle.
Gosh. Oh, but Harpax needs a heal. There you go.
I can't. All right.
Yeah, I think we got to back him up. Thanks, Harpax.
All right. Some regeneration here.
All right, let me come up here with you.
There we go. Spell heals. Oh, there's no line of sight on healing. That's
we don't. That's too
usable.
complicated of a feature set yet, my friend. Oh goodness.
All right. Well, now I don't have any concerns about mana. Oh, this ability costs no mana and just has a long cooldown, so I'm supposed to weave this in.
Oh, but I'm out of range when I'm standing near the campfire. Uh-oh, are we frozen?
I think the game must have frozen because. Oh wow! I just instantly died.
Oh.
That was weird. I guess I'll try to make it back to you guys. I just was standing there and then dead.
We need a resurrect ability, and what happens when you can't revive the healer?
Yeah. Well, that's what warlocks are for, right?
Yeah. Oh, well, we don't have a warlock class yet.
Well, you'll figure it out someday. Sure.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
We actually have, I think, Chris designed 11 classes already.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we got him bugged, so we're gonna get to. I could just whack on him. Use my tap him with my tiny wand.
I'm looking around Adventureland trying to find my way.
Oh, I have no mana. Shizzle. I have a mana potion.
That was so weird, though. I'm just standing there and then I'm just dead. It was like nothing happening. Well,
there's something bugging Cavalmont out. He wasn't actually hitting back. We saw this happen in another playtest. Yeah, he's not actually attacking.
What are you guys using for networking at this point?
We're using Mirror. So this is we started our build with an asset with UMMORPG. Look, did you see that animation hiccup? That was, oh, you didn't, you missed it.
I can't see anything right now as I am currently corpse running my way back
Your
to you
corpse
guys.
running
Oh,
and you're
no,
stuck.
I found the way out and there's a wolf.
Oh, goodness.
I bet there's no restraints though on me just teleporting. So let's just do it.
Oh, you found, nope, there you go.
Boom. All right. Oh, you guys killed him.
Yeah, he died.
I'm glad that you're able to be victorious.
But well, you can loot him.
There's no loot in it. Someone's already looted it.
Harpax took the loot.
That's typical Harpax.
But you know what? He helped us out. I don't think we would have been able to do it without the without his help. Thanks, Harpax.
All right. Best stranger ever. All right. Is that the end of the
Dancing
demo?
Woo.
Or do we have more?
Well, so there we are. That is the end of the demo. We defeated Kalamat while you were dead.
Yay! Hey, you know what? That's why people play healer, so others can do the hard work.
Aw.
All right.
Very supportive.
Oh, hey, someone's trying to trade with me. Oh, I got some gems. Thank you.
All right, let's go back home.
Can we build things with the loot we've obtained?
I'm going to cheat. Yeah, we can build things, but I can cheat by going to directly to your instance.
Yes.
/V is a cheat that allows you to travel to anybody's village, and then you just have to type in their name case sensitively.
I mean, that seems. I mean, I want that cheat in real life. I want to be able to visit my friends without any notice. All right. Well, we built this before. Let's see if I can now build that wand we set out to make. Oh, it looks like I still haven't found a silver bar. That's unfortunate.
Oh, let me see if I got one. Oh, we might need to. Did you get any silver though?
Let's take a look. In my inventory, I have rock. I have silver ore. I wonder what that would go into.
Well,
maybe an arcane mill.
We need an arcane mill. All right. Well, let's go into the shared space, and we can build an arcane mill here.
Oh, all right.
I just put down a foundation. Come on over this way.
Oh, okay.
Toward the center of town. Oh, you guys are building it over there?
Yeah, I think we already started building it over here.
Oh, man,
go over there if you want.
No. You're in the lead. You're the one sharing screen. So
all right.
I'm helping you. Look, I'm going to help you build
starting
this.
The mill. Hey,
yay!
Look at that. It's got multiple things and a quest. Kill shadow wolves, block path. All right. I'll just keep these for later. All right, let's see. So how do I use the smithery?
So double click on there's a crafting bench over at the side where we are.
All right. Silver bars take charcoal. Oh, I don't have any charcoal yet, so I'll craft some.
There you go.
Silver bar. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. See, I'm making sound effects for you right here.
I love it.
I need a sycamore branch. I have not seen a sycamore. All right.
Do I have one?
Where are sycamore?
Oh. Let me see. I have charcoal. I have enchanted bark. I have cottonseed, rock, fir scraps. I don't have a sycamore branch either.
Oh, let's go on an adventure for sycamore. We've got a reason to go back into the world. Do we have to go back on an adventure, or will there be one around town?
Well, we can see maybe some of the trees.
I see. That's just wood. Now, is sycamore supposed to be a special type of tree, or do all trees share the same leaf table?
I think right now the models for the interactable trees are the same.
Okay.
So let's, just keep working all of these trees, just chopping them down. So part of our gameplay also is actually managing the growth of the dark forest into your village space. So you always have to clear, but it's always a source of resources. So there's a continuous pressure of regrowth of the dark forest But the dark forest is actually the perimeter of your village and also a teleport into our chaotic adventure generating space. We're just shortcutting it right now with the beacons.
Got it. Is that the purple miasma space around us then?
It is. It's the mist. The dark mist. I had this image early on of like, remember M. Night Shyamalan's The Village and the perimeter with like torches all set around the outside?
Mm.
Like I actually haven't built a village like this, but like I would totally build like campfires or torches.
That makes sense.
And do them all in a line. So much fun. I'm going to build this one. No.
I was playing Against the Storm. Have you had a chance to play it yet?
I have not. How is it?
It is a strategy game where there is no fighting directly. It's just base building. So imagine like an RTS, but it's just base building. And one of the interesting things about it was that they have all these little scenarios that you have to solve in alternative ways because you can't just go in and kill the thing. So you have to like either like bribe the monsters to go away or uproot the things going on, or you have to find relics and bribe the queen's soldiers to go in and intervene. I thought it was just interesting because it made you think differently about how to solve problems and the rate at which you created problems. So the way they built it was they actually built forest all around you. So you spawn in, it's just a big pocket of forest. And then there are groves around you. And as you cut through the forest, whenever a grove is opened, an event plays out in that grove or in nearby groves. And this can be things like, bandits are unleashed, or you find survivors, or, there's some sort of new food and resource there. And I wonder if that sort of structure of events unlocking and things happening inside your dark forest as you push in a direction to reach an event that might only be there for a temporary period of time could be interesting for your group.
That's actually very much what we've been imagining. That's crazy. What is the name of this game again?
Against the Storm.
Against the Storm.
Against the Storm. I think you'd really like it as inspiration then, because it was one of my favorites. Was you would go into a grove and you would find a unicorn, and the unicorn would run in a distance, and you had to figure out where the unicorn went. Usually it was pretty far away. And if you managed to cut a path and deal with all the problems between your base and the unicorn would grant like this immense buff on you for a period of time. It would make the next 3 hard things you did easier. But
that's
to get there,
like you're describing what I imagine for our adventure gameplay. Having, you're pushing out into this chaotic shadow infected area. And restoring it, somewhat cleansing it, bringing it back to a place where it's human occupiable. And but as you do so, you find creatures and outposts and various other things that have been corrupted by magic, and you have to work to kind of solve the problems of why it got infected by the shadow and help dispel it essentially.
Harpax was kind enough to bring me some branches. So now we're gonna go craft.
Yay! I've been standing over here, keeping our blacksmith company. But this is another piece.
Get lonely?
Well, he's an AI blacksmith, so not really. But one of the things that we want to do out in the our adventure land, our hinterlands, is have NPCs that you encounter, save, give them a place to, give them shelter in your village, and they help expand the capabilities of your village.
Nice. All right.
And they become like little agents. You can have them craft for you and do busy work. If you have fields that you need to plow, you can, hire somebody on as a farmhand, but you have to feed them. You have to, give them money to stay, all of those things.
Very nice. Now I'm guessing wands are for wizards. Is that right?
They are.
All right, well, I need to make you another silver bar. And what is this last thing?
You.
Luminescent branch. Uh-oh, where do those come from?
Oh, I think do I have one? Yes, I do.
There you go. We'll give it to me and I will craft you a wand. Boom.
I love that
how do I trade with you? Because people have traded with me pretty frequently.
There's
a button at the top. I see it.
There's a button at the top. Again, a gray box interface, but it works.
Hey, sometimes it's about the simple things.
And drop it in the lower row for you.
There we go. Got it. Boom. There you are. Enjoy.
Thank you for my wand.
You're welcome. Now you can kill things while I'm AFK even more effectively.
Well, awesome. Now we've geared up from the loot that we gathered on our adventure. And yeah, this is pretty much the core of the experience.
Great. Well, I mean, let's talk about that, right? So there might be people out there who want to make their own games or think about game creation. And what just happened here is a really great example of a very simple, straightforward piece of the core loop, right? We entered the game, we oriented ourselves, we created a space for ourselves, we went on an adventure, we obtained loot, we crafted something to be more powerful, and now we can imagine that repeating, right? That singular building block is the essential, repeatable experience of the entire game. And even though at this point, Jihan, you haven't built many of the adventures, one could imagine chaining many of these adventures together and get a sense for what is the flow of the experience, what is the tonality, what is the idea of the world, right? And this is really commonly, I'm sure you said this before in your stream, but this is really commonly what people are striving to achieve. And even though this looks very simple, right? Having this work online, having it work with multiple players, having it work with inventories that persist offline, right? There's a lot of work that adds up over time, and that's why it can take 7-8 months to just make what was an hour and a half long experience.
Yeah, and our next goals aren't necessarily to add deeper and deeper functionality or greater functionality, because that actually would work against us. What we need to do now is take a look at this starting experience and figure out, like, how can we make this first hour even better before we go on to like expanding out the content. So like we might not make any changes to this flow at all for even 6 months, but what we will be doing is like changing out assets, updating the UX, getting mobile controls better, making sure that our chat system feels good. Like something as simple as how quickly your cursor comes up when you hit the return key when you're trying to type. Like little timing things like that matter, and how the camera moves around. Those are the places that make games feel like the games that we want them to. They're not really in like the big flashy things and the deep systems. They're in like that basic initial experience that then you can scale a whole game on top of. But if you don't master that, you don't have a fun game.
That once you've invested in them sufficiently, persist throughout the entire experience, right? Because you've already done that work, and those benefits and rewards scale over the entire experience. Whereas if instead you were to do that thing and increase the volume of the content, you then have to do that polish pass on every single element over and over and over again, which would just slow you down even more.
Oh my goodness. I actually was just having a conversation with the 3D asset generator, AI asset generator, Kadem. That company is doing this great thing where like you can take 2D art and turn it into a 3D model. And now they can actually take it into a fully rigged model, wow, which is super cool. And now there's a tool called Hathora where they're working on text to motion. So if we get a 3D rigged model from Kadem and then have a AI driven like motion generator, we could potentially have a workflow where designers could create mock-up characters in our game before the artists make their final polished version, and we can do some like easy testing with low cost assets. But like stuff like that, if we were to do that with a team, like obviously you need an animator, you need a 3D modeler, you need a rigger, you need a shader artist to get all the shaders working on the character. It takes somewhere between like 4 to 6 people to get a character in the game.
Yeah. And
how long?
Like weeks, if not months. I think that says a lot for prototyping, though. What's the saying? If you want to go far, go with others. If you want to go fast, go alone, right? And because when you don't have to do that external communication, you can build things very quickly, very rapidly, because you have this internal loop of this is how I imagine it working. Let me assemble it. And where this thing slow down is when you have to externalize, you have to communicate to someone else. Like, here's the crazy idea I have, and then their ideas come into play. And that's all wonderful for building the final product. But when you're just trying to put together a really quick prototype, can get in the way. And I agree. I think a lot of this AI generation stuff is not necessarily final content quality, right? So much as it is getting barriers out of the way for people to express ideas in a more visual, formalized way that people can experience, comment on a concrete format, and then be able to decide what you actually want to build and create together.
Absolutely. And one of the ways that you can test out things that you want to build and create together is by grabbing things as quickly as you can. So like what we did with this is actually something that you advocate for, Alex, is, buy versus build, like get assets out of the asset store, slap it together. Like this game is 90% store bought because it doesn't matter what a tree looks like to prove whether or not fighting a creature is fun. Right. Though we did create a few key assets, the ones that like were the personality of our game, the character models and the animations. Those are the things that we've, invested in, and they're even like still in very rough, sketchy form. But, this arcade mill, this came from an asset pack in the Unity asset store. Same thing with the house, these beacons, like you can, and you can make a game look really great. Like this guy's an old model, so you can tell he's got the wrong shader on him.
Sure. It's a little glossy.
But you can get atmospherics, you can get tone, you can get an idea essentially in engine and start playing around with it, which is how we've gotten to where we are. It's pretty amazing. And now we get to piecemeal, replace bit by bit, and choose where we want to invest and where we want to upgrade.
That makes sense.
So thank you so much for joining us. This was awesome. Absolutely awesome.
You're welcome. Well, thank you for previewing the game with me. You've got a really colorful environment here. I like the idea of the procedurally generated towns, right? And then increasing the spaces. I particularly like the idea of having an overworld that you press out into and you basically are shooting for goals at the pace of your own community, as well as having these repeatable, learnable experiences that obviously people will create, guides for, and basically be able to be like, oh, when you go after not Harpax, what was the name of the creature? Cobblemot.
He's named after a demigod in ancient Egyptian mythology, because a rift in reality broke through, and ancient Egyptian gods broke through into this Bavarian Valley style environment. That's kind of the beginnings of our lore.
Oh, man, why did the Egyptians just leak into everything?
Because they have power over sound and frequency, and they can open up harmonic rifts in space-time and transition into any dimension. Duh.
Can someone just please give them a DJ set and let them, start playing, using their harmonic powers for music instead of for malice? Because that's what we need in this world. Right.
Peace and love and unity and respect, my friend. That's what happens on a dance floor. Cool. But not in Cobblemot's lair. No, he just wants to smack you down. But we did pretty well against him, I have to say. Well done, well done.
Cool. Well, I'm happy to have been a corpse in your armory. All right, Irena, thank you for the tour.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
It's all right. Next time I will remember to actually do my crafting before I go off the adventure, and actually put my points into intelligence rather than strength.
That's a little bit of a mismatch, but you did a great job, and thank you so much for all of your feedback and your thoughts. And it's always a pleasure to get to play games with you, Alex. It's been too long.
It's been too long indeed, Irena. Pleasure playing with you. Thank you, Harpax, for joining us. And everyone have a great day.
Yeah. And thanks, friends, for joining us on the stream. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.